What's up, guys?
Woo!
Welcome to another episode
baby.
of What's Cookin' with the McLemore boys. I'm going to kick it off here. I don't think anybody's ever done a podcast, hosted a podcast on pit road of a NASCAR track. We are here in pit road at the Nashville Superspeedway. We've got the Freedom Bus right here behind us. So if you're watching, man, what an epic backdrop. The sun is setting behind us a little bit, so apologies if there's some shadows on our face, but it's a beautiful backdrop. We got the grandstands here. We got the Freedom Bus. And if you're listening out there, thank you all for tuning in. This is going to be another cool episode. We're going to cover a couple of cool topics, right? What have we been up to? What's cooking lately? And where are we headed? I'm your host of What's Cooking, John Boy, and our co-host, Big John, as always. We're doing a really cool thing here today, man. We've been on the road, right? It's been nonstop. We just came from Charlotte, and we were actually heading down to New Orleans and had a couple of things there. Just didn't pan out with an event that we were doing, and Speedway reached out. And
I was pretty bummed about that, though.
I know. We had a really cool thing for Fleet Week.
Yeah.
Just couldn't get the bus positioned right, and we're trying to work out logistics. And Speedway, we met them in Charlotte. And then they reached out, like literally. We weren't supposed to be here a couple of days ago, and they said, "Man, why don't y'all come up, do some promotional stuff for us, do the podcast, do some social media." So we actually just ran around right here behind us. If you're listening, you gotta tune in on YouTube or wherever you're watching, because we just ran around here in the grass and did some social content. We ran the bus up and down pit road. This makes 3 tracks in a row that we have taken the Freedom Bus on. So it's really cool, man. We had it on Talladega when we unveiled it. We had it at Charlotte, and we're now here working with Speedway here at Nashville Superspeedway for the race. All right, so let's kick this off. Last week was pretty tough, right? With the news of Kyle Busch. Our thoughts and prayers are still with the Busch family, and as partners of RCR, it's been a weird week, right? It just felt like the whole racing world just stopped. And I think everybody's still reeling from that news.
Yeah.
They ended up getting all 3 races in.
They did.
And, I don't know that they got full races in, right?
No, they got all 3 races in. They just didn't finish all of them. They got a checkered flag,
Yep.
but none of them went to, all the full laps, which is harder on the drivers. And it's easier for the driver that's in front than it is for the ones that are behind the ones that needed just another lap or 2 or 9 to be able to get back into position. So it was tough, but it was a great weekend with all the rain, despite the things that everybody was going through, still in shock with Kyle. And I want to take a moment right now and to say what an amazing job the RCR team has done.
Yeah.
Richard Childress. Buddy, we're thinking about you. We love you guys. I think what you have done for this sport and the fact that you're now, having to go through this yet again, class act, and the way you've handled it with the 8 car and positioning it down the road
for
Brexton is pretty amazing. So thank you guys for just being so compassionate through all of that. And that's the part of the sport, man. You have those highs and lows, and it's how the teams and the fans and the sponsors and everybody that comes together handles it.
Yeah.
Allows the family to get
we were
through it
talking
better.
to one of the guys from ECR and just how difficult the whole situation was and how sudden it was, and one of the guys just made a mention how much of an impossible situation it was for hopefully everybody to handle it right. And I think RC just showing his leadership there was pretty cool
amazing
to see. It's an impossible situation, man. But they ended up getting the 3 races in. We did a little cooking, and like I mentioned, we weren't supposed to be here. Technically, we were actually heading to New Orleans for an event. Ran into some logistic issues. We were going to be down there for Fleet Week with USO and just couldn't get down there. And Speedway reached out to us and said, "Hey, why don't y'all come up here, shoot the podcast, do some content?" And we were just running around here in the infield. We had our drivers' Sparko suits on, doing some fun stuff. Allegiance Flags is actually sponsoring the truck race on Friday nights, the Allegiance 200, I think, right, on FS1?
Always been a fan of these guys, and the fact that we're here, going to be cooking for them on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday while we're here. American-made, great quality flag. The fact that it's hanging on the side of the Freedom Bus is pretty epic and cool. So it's just a cool experience.
Yeah.
And also want to, typically we're traveling around and Campers Inn takes care of us with our campers. But a buddy of ours at Fireside RV took care of us to get a camper in here last minute. Literally last night we were able to get with them and take care of it. So Darlene, thank you for helping us. Stephen for getting it set up for us.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, so hopefully the rain holds off and a good week of racing. I did learn something about Nashville earlier. We're talking to the general manager of the track, and he said this is the longest concrete track, correct?
1 1/3 miles.
1 1/3 miles, and they're wide open just about the whole time, doing about 170, 180.
Yeah.
Which is insane to think that they're almost wide open the whole time at a 1 1/3 miles.
And I have told them many, many times I can have the bus at a high enough speed where it won't turn over in the turns, and I promise not to bump the pace car too much.
Yeah.
And I was like, just take the pace car off. I'll just be the pace car.
The only reason
to the green flag.
The only reason they didn't let us take it across start finish is because they had just painted it this morning. They were putting some resin on and all that kind of good stuff. So, but yeah, we got a cool week packed. We're gonna talk about that for a second, and then I want to talk about what we have coming up for you guys. So, I'm gonna jump back right. I don't think anybody's ever hosted a podcast here. It's just insane. We were doing a video earlier. Like, what a cool job. That we have to just kind of pop up in these cool places, the people that we meet. That's what it's about. But this week, man, we've got, let's see, it's Wednesday. They're setting up for the race. And then we have Allegiance. We're going to be cooking for them on Friday.
Yep.
We've got some people coming in on Saturday. We've got, I don't know that the Cracker Barrel people are going to come by, but it's Cracker Barrel 400 on Sunday.
Yep. 1-800-PACK-RAT's going to get some of those by here. They're entertaining some of the Cracker Barrel people. So I think it's going to end up just like Charlotte, even though our schedule got turned upside down with the rain and the situation again with Kyle Busch. We still ended up hosting a lot of people. Yep. Had an amazing week, which is why it led us to be here. The folks that run Charlotte run this track here in Nashville. We're also talking to them about some other races. Yep. Sonoma's going to be one.
Yeah.
And it was fun because while we had our schedule changed, we kind of just flipped things around and ended up meeting some really, really cool people that showcased the bus and a lot of their videos.
Yeah, we met Andrew Steele, RVing with Andrew Steele. He's got a massive following. Did a podcast episode with him. Gold Yard
came by.
The two guys, they're artists. They had the NASCAR anthem that if you hear that playing.
Super cool guys.
Super cool guys came by. We fed them. Travis Pastrana came by and hung out for a bit.
Yeah.
Did a little bit of content with him.
So Travis was like, hey, if I got to go racing, I got to leave. But if not, we'll just go watch the race and I can try to learn something, which is kind of cool hanging out.
He ended up hanging out with us on the backstretch with some of the fans and just the coolest guy in the world, man. Just hangs out. He's one of us, and ended up watching the race right there on the backstretch, trying to learn. It was funny because he said, I was asking about what it's going to be like, getting on Charlotte, because I don't know that he had ran a truck on there yet.
Yeah.
And he said, well, to be honest, I don't know that I've actually sat in one of the Ram trucks, and with the rain and the weather, we aren't going to be able to get a lot of practice in. And I don't know that he ran a lap prior to the race. And he said, so we're going to get out there and see how it goes. I'll be danged if he didn't finish the race. He raced pretty good. He was very competitive the whole time. That just goes to show you his talent. I think to not have sat in one of the new Dodge trucks and get out there and compete with the best of them, man.
Yep.
So
where are we going next?
Where are we going next?
Yep.
So we're here this week in Nashville, and then, let's see, it's May 27th. We've got the UFC fight coming up soon. We're going to be doing a cookout for USO in Fort Benning, supporting them, raising some money for America's 250th. I don't know that we're going to be able to get the bus at UFC.
At the White House.
At the White House. That's just, man, that's been a tough one. They're not giving out a lot of tickets. I think President Trump has 200 tickets. Dana has 200 tickets.
No, they each have 2,000.
Is that what it is?
And then there's 85,000 across the street watching it.
Well, but I'm going to double check that because I'd heard
somewhere between 200 and 2,000.
I'd heard that Dana had 200, President Trump had 200, and we don't know what we're talking about. And then they were giving out 2,000 tickets right there on the lawn to just military.
Okay.
And then I think whoever else is watching. So, but the Sphere's going up, which is really cool. That thing that's going over it to light it up. So I don't know that we're going to hit that one. Just 'cause I don't know that we're going to be able to get the bus there. But then we got a pretty cool West Coast trip coming up.
We do. So from there, we're actually going to go to the the Indianapolis Brickyard 400 race, and then we're going to take the bus back to Napanee to Newmar and do a few things to it. From there, we're heading out to
San Diego.
Either San Diego or Wyoming, one of the two. And then from there up to Sonoma.
Yep.
And do that race. And then back.
Wisconsin. What? Well, we got Sturgis in there. We might go
Well, we'll end up coming back to the East Coast and doing some events. And then we're going to go back out to Wisconsin.
Yep. Actually for the arts.
I think we're going to squeeze a Chicago race in there somewhere.
And then I think that's 4th of July. And then we come back for the Freedom 250 in D.C. We're going to hit Nitro Circus with Travis Pastrana, do a really cool thing there. And then we're doing a really big stunt with them at Pastrana Land. And then I think we go down to the Coke 400 in Daytona. So just to go.
Coke Zero.
Coke Zero 400. So, man, I don't.
And then we're going to take a nap.
Yeah. So we're, man, grilling across America. For the faint of heart.
Jalem is yawning behind the camera.
Oh, man. And we're talking through it. This is the conversation we have every day.
Yeah.
Is we're like, where are we going next? We're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Where are we going in 2 weeks? I don't know.
Speaking of Jalem, let's talk about Jalem for a minute.
All right. What about?
I think he's pretty awesome. Got nervous for a minute.
I got nervous.
Hey, things happen when you're on the road. So we moved the bus a while ago, and I was like, hey, Jalem, I'm moving the bus. It's obvious because it's moving.
And what did he say?
And he's like, I got it. Okay. Crash. And I was like, well, I thought my refrigerator opened because I, make a turn, bringing it over to the infield. He's like, oh. I was like, what was that? He said, it was my camera.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, did it break it? He said, yep. So and then we get things figured out.
Yeah. Well, I walked in there and I was like, Jay, you all right?
Right.
And he's like, wow.
I'm just depressed.
Like, this is my baby. And I was like, but are we good? Do I need to help? Get you anything? He said, just.
And the guy's
he's like, just give me a minute. Let me take a deep breath. He said,
come in the frame and show everybody your smile. There you go. That's what you see even after he breaks his camera.
Man, so when you're grilling on across America with the McLemore boys, you never know what's going to happen and what we're going to break. And you kind of have to just roll with it, man.
Yeah.
Let me talk about this because we camp a lot, right? We're all over the place. We're fitting the bus into just crazy places. We've been on a few camping trips with this, but we've been in a bus for a long time. And I will say, pulling into the Speedway here, now, mind you, we pulled in on Wednesday, so traffic's a little lighter, but I'd argue this the easiest check-in that we've ever had at a track.
Yeah, no question about it, because when you pull in, it's just like going to a campground. You've got some that are a big hassle, some you got to park and get out and wait in line.
Yep.
They traveled us in. Two guys were directing us, cones around a big circle. You pull up to the credentials. They literally walked up to your window, checked our name. I never got out of the bus.
Yep.
So, I mean, we did because we were doing some video.
Yeah.
Okay. But other than that, we never got out of the bus to get in here. Went straight to our site to get set up. And then being on the infield of this thing, the camping and all of the festivities, is that how you say that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Festivities.
Yes.
I feel like Bailey.
Yeah.
My daughter. The festivities. And right close to the fan zone, so I'm looking forward to having folks come by. And we were able to get 3 really good spots that are going to be able to showcase the bus. And I'm not bragging about the bus because it's mine or ours, but I'm bragging about the bus because it is so patriotic and people love seeing it. So it will be in a much better location to be showcased, to show off the front with the preamble and the pledge and the God Bless America, and just continue celebrating. It's the Allegiance 200 on Friday night. It is the Sports Illustrated Resorts 250 on Saturday.
Look at you.
And it is the Cracker Barrel 400. And I'm pretty sure we're going to entertain some people within all of those groups to come by to serve them up some of our barbecue, some nice reverse seared steaks. So we're looking forward to that. And again, that's what we love to do. We do a lot of cooking, but that's kind of the.
You just said do.
We do a lot of cooking, and it makes you do.
Well, dude, here's the thing, man. I don't know how many people camp for NASCAR races. It's a lot, right? But we would encourage you because you can rent campers. You can obviously get your own camper. There's all kinds of spots out here, but it's much easier than you think. Please do not be intimidated by it. Speedway was fantastic to work with. The Nashville track here specifically, I think he said 6 years. Since they've been back on a
6 years since they've kind of reopened the track,
and they've got it laid out nicely for you. So it's really easy to get here. It's not intimidating. Definitely don't let that deter you from coming out, because what I will say about NASCAR is, unless you've experienced it in person, everybody that I've ever talked to or hung out with or brought to a race, that when you experience NASCAR in person, it's like a lot of other sports. It's just better. The community here is better. The RVing and camping community is amazing in and of itself. Then you mix that with NASCAR, it's very patriotic. It's a family environment. And pulling in here, they make it super easy. The check-in was easy. The way they laid you out, the maps that they give you is easy. Pulling into the spot was easy. We've got power at ours. They've got pump trucks and all that good stuff going around. So the experience is great.
To get rid of your doo-doo.
To get rid of your doo-doo. And look at this backdrop right here, man. They're still working on the track. What's up, guys? And I mean, you got the grandstands in the background. You can't make this up. So Speedway, thank you guys. Allegiance, thank you guys.
Now let's talk about some racing.
All right, what do you want to talk about?
I've been thinking about this and how fitting is it right now to kind of tell a few stories about our history in racing, and the fact that we're here in the pits at the Nashville Superspeedway. It kind of made my thoughts go back in time when we were racing with Davey Allison. And Davey Allison tragically got killed in the helicopter crash at Talladega. Turned our world upside down at Masterbuilt because we had him endorsing all of our products. What a phenomenal human being, great racer, most talented in his era, and most popular driver, I think, every year as long as we were working with him. So tragic loss there, and then that obviously ended with us being in racing, and I get a phone call from Cale Yarborough.
Seriously?
Yep. Personally,
I think you've told me this story.
Yeah, and when I told this story, I was telling
But you didn't tell me that he called you personally.
Yeah, he called me personally and said, understand that you were with Davey and no longer doing that deal, obviously, for those reasons, and you want to stay in racing, I'd love to have you join the Cale Yarborough Motorsports team. And I was like, Mr. Yarborough, we were – Davey was endorsing our company, but we were not on a race car. And the size of Masterbuilt at the time, we were not big enough to sponsor a car. And he said, hey, we'll figure it out. And he jumped on his plane and flew down and had lunch with me. And at the time, his primary sponsor was Fingerhut. Okay. Do you remember Fingerhut?
I mean, like loosely, I was young, but
Fingerhut was that company that you could buy a pair of $19 shoes and put them on 29 easy payments for 7 years for like 32 cents.
So he flies down.
He flies down. We have lunch, and I said, Mr. Yarborough, I can't afford to be on your race car. He said, look, we'll figure something out. I said, well, who's your primary sponsor? He says Fingerhut. I said, well, I've been trying to sell Fingerhut. Can you actually help me sell that account? He said, sure. I said, you help me land Fingerhut, I'll spend money with your race team. We got on his C-pillar of his car. That was back.
I take it you landed the account.
Oh, the only reason I sponsored his car is because we landed the account. That was part of the deal. So we landed Fingerhut and took part of the proceeds from that, afforded us to be able to do the racing with Cale and his team. It went from Fingerhut to the RCA car. We were with Jeremy, may not make the field guy. Remember Jeremy Mayfield?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Jeremy, super guy, and he had a nickname of Jeremy may not make the field, but I like the guy. He was great. So we did that for like 3 years, and staying in the sport, and then got out of it until now.
I know. And
here we are working with the legend in the sport. Richard Childress has become a personal friend.
Yeah.
And, we don't need to keep, talking this to death. But, man, our hearts have just gone out to him as well as the Busch family, because RC is just a great human being, a great patriot. And while we're talking about that, he's our hero of the week.
Yeah.
I know we're going to do that at some point.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and say it. Our hero of the week. I know we gave we did the hero of the week to Kyle Busch on our last episode, and we were talking about before this episode.
Yeah.
Getting an opportunity to come here to a race and doing a podcast episode on pit row, and we're like, man, we got to give it to RC.
Pit road.
Pit road.
Pit road.
Good moment.
Sorry, dude.
Messed the social video up. I'm just kidding. So, yeah, we were like, man, why don't we honor Richard? He loves his country. He's a fantastic patriot.
No doubt.
Does a lot for the military, our men and women, supports them just as much as he can. He's a fantastic patriot. So, Richard Childress, we honor you today as the McLemore Boys What's Cookin' Hero of the Week.
Yeah.
Speaking of racing, you told that story. I want you to tell the story of you and Uncle Don racing back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
And
so,
didn't y'all, what kind of cars did y'all run?
So it was a classic car.
Because I remember sitting in, I remember as a kid, I was like 3 or 5 or something, sitting in the car in our garage.
That's right. It was like the little Legends car, but much bigger and way slower.
So, were y'all any good?
I actually finished 3rd in a race, and actually wrecked pretty hard and put the car up on the outside barrier wall. They had to come take a tow truck and pull me off the wall.
Was that expensive to do?
I don't remember, actually. I do remember my goal was to beat my brother.
Did you?
Oh, absolutely. Sorry, Don.
Tell us the story about, didn't you wreck or you got wrecked and you held up this to show Uncle Don that you're okay?
This is how much my brother loves me. So I do wreck, and that was actually the one. It was in Birmingham, and I hit the outside wall, and it kind of back tires go up on the wall. They had to not red flag the race, but it took them a minute to get my car off the wall. And as I'm standing by the car, I am holding up
an okay sign.
And my brother, he comes by me like 2 or 3 laps because it took him a minute to get the car. And I kept holding up, I'm okay. And Don is looking for the 3 car because he thought the 3 car wrecked me. So he was going to put him in the wall, I guess.
Did he?
No, he never found the 3 car. I don't even know that there was a 3 car
knowing
in the
y'all,
race.
there was no 3 car on the track, dude.
That's brother love, though,
well,
right there.
And I never raced cars, but I grew up racing motocross, and I don't know that I was ever any good. I was a competitive individual, but started out the PW 50s, and then went up to the 65 class. And as I got into the 65 class, I was playing, baseball, and I had a friend of mine at the time who was a really good racer, and we would practice together. I remember going over to Miles Thornton's house. Miles Thornton's house. And racing and riding with them and learning. We were trying to decide. I don't know that I ever realized, hey, I'm going to do this. But obviously it was a dangerous sport. And if you're going to be good at it, I do remember knowing and hearing those stories of the guys that are good at it. They're homeschooled, you're on the road a lot and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And Dad made the decision for me. Because
Mom made the decision.
No. Dad forced Mom to make the decision.
No, Dad supported Mom making the decision.
Yeah, because Dad decided to go get his own motorcycle and enter the practice squad and wrecked on lap 1 and tore his...
I was entering the novice older guys. I wasn't that old then. I mean, you were,
10?
10? That was 23 years ago, so I was in my 30s.
You were... Dude, 23 years ago, you were not in your 30s.
Okay. 38, 48, 58, 61. Yes, I was.
I honestly, I thought you were closer to 70.
I'm 61, dude.
All right, but seriously, so lap 1, we're like, oh, Dad wrecked. It's pretty beat up. Comes back to the trailer. Did they take you to the ambulance?
So I tried to jump like an 80-foot tabletop.
Lap 1.
No, it was not, because I had cleared the jump a couple of times in practice. So
This is the practice. You did not make it to the race.
No, they were starting the race, and it was lap 1. I got to tell people, even if it's a lie, that I was actually in the race when I wrecked.
So?
I was on the track. I may not have been racing, but I was practicing. I was doing something. Okay. Anyway, so I hit the tabletop, and I did not quite make it to the exit ramp, and I hit the top of that ramp, and a guy behind me wrecked with me, and his back tire hit me in the back. So I rolled from here to the grandstands. I thought I was dead. So somebody comes and gets a motorcycle, gets it off the track. I limp off the track, and guys from the ambulance come over there. They never actually put me in the ambulance to transport me, but they got me back to our truck. And the guy's like, how are you feeling? And I was like, I can't breathe. My shoulder is all messed up.
Yeah.
And he said, well, we can take you to the emergency room, or he said, why don't you, this is weird to say, let's go to a restroom, and I want you to tell me if you're peeing blood. If you're peeing blood, we need to put you in the ambulance. If you're not, go to an orthopedic surgeon or somebody tomorrow to get rest. I can't do nothing about the broke ribs, because you obviously have some broke ribs. I can't do nothing with your shoulder. But if you're internally bleeding, we probably need to take you to the hospital. Fortunately, I wasn't. But what got interesting there is John actually raced the race.
Yep.
And we get through, and it was me, John Boy, and Blake was with us.
I think so.
I think it was Blake.
Yeah.
McLemore, John's cousin. And I could not hold my arm up to drive. He was 10.
I think I was
drive.
8.
No, I think you were.
I actually remember I wasn't 10 because I got hurt when I was 10.
I think he was 4.
I was 8.
8. John sits next to me, and I do the brake and the gas, and John drives us home.
This was in Alabama, so it was
Dothan. It was a 2-hour drive home. It was Dothan, Alabama.
And I was 8 years old. We're going to go with 8. And had to drive the truck and trailer home. Sticking with it. Dad did the pedals. I steered truck and trailer, get it home, back it in. Dad goes to the hospital. Couple broken ribs, torn rotator cuff.
Yeah, I actually go to the hospital the next day.
Did you?
Yeah, we get home, and Tanya was not with us, and I had not told her. Somebody else in the family told her. I wasn't telling her. So when she gets home, I am slumped over in the shower, and she's like, we got to go to the hospital. I was like, sweetie, we can wait till tomorrow. That was the beginning of the end of your career.
Yeah, I don't know that I ever raced again.
No.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna backtrack since we're telling father-son stories. John had always been an athlete, playing baseball, doing all the different sports, and had never ridden a motorcycle, ever, when he's whatever age.
What, PW50? So
PW50.
6, 7.
So yeah, maybe. And I call a friend and said, hey, you got a motorcycle, that John could like borrow, and we're gonna go to, it was an outlaw Friday night racetrack in Georgia, about an hour from our house in Hamilton. And I said, we'll meet y'all at the track, and I'll let John practice. So we get to the track, And the guy's like, he can't practice unless he's entering the race. I said, well, he's not racing. He said, well, you got to get him entered into the race if he's going to practice. I was like, fine. I paid $20, get him a number, and I said, all you're going to do is practice. So he goes out there and practices with 25 other little PWs. And he's like, Dad, I really want to enter this race. Let me run the race. I was like, okay, paid the $20, practiced pretty well. He finished third. Out of 25 little kids, and I thought, wow. And Miles Thornton was a PW rider, and his dad said, no, he's not going to run because he would have lapped everybody out there. He was
far ahead of everybody.
So freaking good. He said that'll give John at least one more notch up, because if Miles is in the race, John would have came in fourth.
Well, why'd you have to follow up my cool story with that one?
Third.
No, man, I ended up racing a few times. I had, I think, 2 or 3 third-place finishes.
Actually, the very next race, you finished second.
Did I?
And then we were thinking, okay, he's going to get into a race. And a little girl that ended up being a freaking superstar racer actually won the race. So it was painful because he not only came in second, but he got beat by a girl who ended up being a phenomenal motocross racer. But anyway.
What's funny about that age is you're doing it because you're having a good time with your dad, and you're riding a motorcycle, and then you finish the race, and you're like, that was fun. How'd I do? And they're like, well, you finished second. And you're like, cool.
All right. So as the family continues, we come to Nashville, of all places, and we're going on a camping trip. We load up the PW. No, he had upgraded to the
65 class.
That's
right.
that point.
I got this picture's either in the cookbook or somewhere. It's me and Brooke.
Yeah. So
holding up our trophies.
We go to a dirt track somewhere in the Nashville area while we're camping, and similar type story. John is on his 65, and Brooke was older, and she had an Enduro 100 of some sort.
It was like a 3-gear, 4-stroke,
just a
putter,
super little putter motorcycle, and couldn't practice without entering into the race. So she enters the race.
She rode around the house, but never raced.
No. And so she enters this race, and it was in a 100 class, and they had, I'm not kidding y'all, they had triples on this little motocross track. And Brooke sat on that motorcycle, got lapped twice, never came off the ground, off the seat. She's right over the triples, and guys were jumping over her on these freaking souped-up 100s or whatever they were on. And there were 5 riders in the race. Brooke finished the race, came in 5th, and to this day has a 5th-place motocross trophy in her room.
She does.
And right next to her beauty pageant trophy, right next to her
softball
champion trophies, and she has that one little motocross trophy in her room.
Oh man!
But that was just fun. We camped, we rode, and
cool.
It's part of doing what we do, man.
Yeah. Well, tell us our verse of the week.
Oh, verse of the week is Timothy 4:7. I have fought the good fight, and I have finished the race, and I have kept the faith. I think that's important. We're at a racetrack.
Yep.
We've got to continue fighting the fight. Never give up, and always keep the faith. Yep. So in what we do, faith is our number one core value. We're not racing on this racetrack, but we are racing in life, and doing a lot of amazing things with a lot of amazing people. And it's very important for us to never give up, and it is very important for us to always keep the faith, even when you are at a low point in your life. God has got your back. Let him be. You stay under his umbrella, and he will never let you down. So I think it's pretty cool that we are able to do what we do because God protects us, and he never lets us down.
No, man, that's powerful. It's such a cool verse for the location and the timing of where we're at. So appreciate that. It's Timothy what?
It was Timothy Timothy 4:7. I mean, I'll read it. I have fought the good fight and have finished the race. I have kept the faith.
I love that.
Yeah, man.
Because we're all fighting. We're all in a race, this race called life. And you need people. You need your faith to stand strong on that. Life is hard, and sometimes we make it harder than it needs to be.
Yep.
And even when you dump your camera on the ground, you put a smile on your face looking at Jay when I say that. But we try to have a good time, man. If you don't love what you do, try to find something that you love to do.
Yeah, and I do have one more thought before we close, because I feel like you're getting to a point of closing. I may not be able to get this out, but it's faith and then family is our second core value. This is the second week we've been on the road. Charlotte was last week.
Yep.
Nashville this week. Our wives, Tanya and Bree, are at home, holding the fort together there. We miss them being on the road with us because the camper's not nearly as organized, and we just miss them. We are very fortunate to be able to travel the country most of the time, with our family, and when they stay at home, it's just not as fun.
No. It is harder sometimes to travel with a 1-year-old, but it is well worth it to put in that effort. So, Bree, I miss you. JD, I miss you. Mom, I miss you. We love y'all. Could not do what we do without you guys. It is faith, and then our family. Hopefully we can have some fun. We can cook some good food, and we couldn't do it without living in the greatest country in the world with our freedom. We're celebrating America's 250th birthday. This has been another episode of What's Cooking with the McLemore Boys. Thank you to Speedway, Nashville Superspeedway, the team here, Allegiance Flags, Fireside RVs. They helped us with our rental, and everybody that helps us do this, our family, our country, and all of our sponsors and brands. We couldn't do it without you guys. 1-800-PACK-RAT. They're dropping off the Pack Rat tomorrow. We're going to be cooking up some great food. We got a lot of cool things coming for you guys down the road. Stay tuned. And if you're listening out there, thank you guys for listening on all the audio channels. Or if you're watching on YouTube or wherever you watch your podcast, thank you guys for tuning in. It's another episode of What's Cooking with the McLemore Boys. Dad, you want to take them out?
I'll take us out.
Go ahead.
From our table to yours, God bless.
Woo! See y'all next time.